రంగారెడ్డి జిల్లా ఆందోళన నియోజకవర్గం మునిపల్లె మండలం కంకోల్ శివారులో వాక్సన్ యూనివర్సిటీలో EU భారత్ సంబంధాలను బలోపేతం చేయటం, పరస్పర సహకారాలను పొందటం కోసం విద్యారంగంలో మార్పులను తీసుకురావటం కోసం సమావేశం ఏర్పాటు చేశారు. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ముఖ్య అతిథిగా బెల్జియం మాజీ ప్రధాని లెటర్మీ, బెల్జియం కాన్సులేట్ అధికారి జీవి ప్రసాద్, US కాన్సులేట్ అధికారులు పాల్గొన్నారు.
Question. The one is openness, the second is quality control. I think the key for a successful future is, of course, to develop your own forces, to continue to develop on the domestic market, but it's openness to the world, to take up the challenge to be competitive. Competition is the best source of improvement, or the best reason to improve. By the way, when you walk near the grounds of Oxford University, you see that this is stimulating. There are lots of incentives for people to compete with themselves, exercising, to compete team to team in all kinds of sports that they can exercise. Also to go into the library to improve that. So I would say definitely it's good for the Indian market to be open to the outside world, and I think of course a nation with 1.4 billion people, part of it, a very important part of it being new generations. Well, it's obvious for people that are leading universities worldwide, they are very interested in the Indian market. Then the responsibility is quality control. So of course when you open your market to foreign inputs, which gives, let's say, an incentive for competition for your own universities and business schools. I think that it is important for the public authorities, but also for the existing field of universities and high schools, to be keen to guarantee, to cater for quality, so that parents that invest their money, and students that invest their time and energy in education at new universities and foreign universities that would establish activities in India, to make sure that they have value for money, value for effort.
The National Education Policy 2020 came up with this framework which you just mentioned about foreign universities coming into India and putting up their campuses, separate campuses here in India. I think I see it as a very big opportunity from multiple fronts. One, of course, is going to be the kind of academic excellence which it is going to promote and bring in the country, because a lot of cross-learning which can happen from those campuses, and you will be able to see a lot of best practices which you will be able to imbibe and implement in your structure of education also in the country. Second, I think big benefit is going to come towards the various practices which are there in terms of immersive learning, which we are looking at, the commercial research opportunities and the innovations which can be fostered to creating a ecosystem within the university setup to promote entrepreneurship, promote innovation, and so on. So such campuses, such kind of best practices which are happening in those countries, you will be able to see in India. Couple of challenges, however, are also going to be there, and I will mention that. Of course, in Indian context, affordability is a very big challenge, and that is going to be a bit of an issue, because when it comes to those campuses or those foreign universities coming, one key, I think, caution is going to be towards making sure that the structure of the fee, etc., remains affordable. for the students so that the quality students are able to afford and they don't look for going into any of the admission in the foreign university, rather stay in India and study here. That's one. Second is also towards the equity which you want to bring into the system and accessibility. So when you have a campus which is there, but India as a geography, is a huge geography, right? So accessibility becomes a challenge when you have about close to 60% of the people living in the rural areas of the country, right? So such kind of multiple universities coming into India at different corners of the Indian footprint is something which would be required. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it. I think it opens up a plethora of opportunities for the entire higher education space in the country, and we're excited at the time ahead.
Oxford University has the advantage, I think, to be kind of a new university that can start from scratch. I think you can give us solutions to tackle inertia. When I was leading at the OECD, supervising the department of the OECD that was looking after education, training, human resources development, we were often researching and advising governments how to overcome, how to transform their existing educational setup to better address the need for innovation, the need for having new kinds of technological developments included in the curriculum of universities, high schools, and so on. And this morning it struck me in the visit that, for instance, the Bloomberg lab, the finance lab, also other parts of the infrastructure. This is all brand new, and I mentioned it to the CEO and to other people. We in Europe have the tradition, they have the history, the experience, which is also important. But a lot of our universities carry the weight also of the past and are used to organize their interaction with students and the transfer of knowledge in a more traditional way. I think that Oxford University brings a bulb of fresh air in terms of new kinds of methodologies and also the devices, the infrastructure, the technology that is there, that is cutting edge in innovating in the practice of learning, teaching at the highest level. Let me conclude with an anecdote. Beginning of December, I was visiting in my constituency. It used to be my constituency because I don't compete in elections anymore, but a school that specialized in gaming industry and gaming technology. And when I asked the colleague of the CEO, their leader, he's not called the CEO, but the boss of the school, what his main challenge was indeed, he said, not so much to the transfer of knowledge to the younger generations, because they're all fond of gaming and gaming technology, but was to allow at an affordable pace, at a sustainable pace, to make it possible for the professors, for the teaching corps, to adapt to the new substance. And I think that's a kind of challenge you won't have so frequently here, because everything is new, it's cutting edge technology, the infrastructure is top level, so yeah. I hope that answers your question.